Welcome, everyone. It's the Mike Tech Show, show number 960. Tonight's show is all about AI. I have put together 10 top websites for 2025. Then I want to, depending on the time there, I'll spend some time for some stories from the trenches. And I got a few emails that I will get to from listeners, some follow-up from past topics and things. So first announcement, no show September 4th, next Thursday. I am just crazy busy next week as I get ready for traveling down to Florida September 7th. So the next show after tonight, and I'm recording this, it's the 28th of August. The next show will be the September 11th. And I will be talking about something I mentioned in the pre-show. I will be talking about the cyber awareness training that I am doing for some companies. And I will share that outline with you. And so that'll be the first main topic, and then everything else that's happening. So we'll see. I'm going to jump right into the well, actually, before that, give me a second here. I want to thank Instant House Call for sponsoring the Mike Tech Show podcast. And if you go to MikeTechShow.com, which will flip you to MikeNation.net, as you can see, you'll see an orange link for the incredible Instant House Call deal, which they'll still honor for $47. That's 90% off. That's insane for what you're getting. And this page lists everything. 10 concurrent connections. You could be connected to 10 computers at the same time. So there's an auto repair that's built in that, man, could take a lifetime to master. No pins or codes for clients. You get session analytics. This is it. This is what you need for any remote support. You're an IT professional. This will be your go-to. And remember, I talked about sub-accounts where you sell a few sub-accounts, that'll pay for this. And after year one, just go to the order page and order it, and you will get it for $47. This is a no-brainer. So, AI websites. This has become my go-to website, and it's perplexity.ai. This is the first. Oh, and by the way, do not worry about this. The link, the only link really that's going to be in the show notes is this PDF that I put together that gives a description, which I'm going to actually read from tonight, a little description and the link for the all 10 websites, and you get this in one PDF to download. So the description I have here for Perplexity is it delivers instant research and summarized and fact-checked answers, always citing its sources. This is why I like this. You can see the sources from this. I love it. I like it so much. This has replaced my homepage for my browsers. Now, let's give it a live example. We hate this. Just in case this goes ugly, let's see that it doesn't. Okay, this is my test machine, and I'm in the event viewer. So now I have this error that's I'm going to open it up, and it's the secure boot update failed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut. Ooh, I'm not doing that. Control C, and then I'm going to bring up Notepad, and I'm just going to go Control V. So that's the update that failed. And then I'm going to give it some more information. So let's format, let's do a word wrap. Now, I'm going to put Windows 11 event error. And then I'm going to just copy the information from the error. So we're going to go back here, and you know how you have the log name and you have the source and error. So it's not letting me. I can't cut and paste. So we're going to say event ID 1796. Event ID. See, I told you it wouldn't work. I tried to do this live, and then we're going to go source, and we're going to go TPM WMI. And now we're going to how to fix error. Let me tell you, I normally do this much, much faster because I am cutting and pasting. So let's minimize this. Let's close this. Yeah, there is a copy button. So let's paste the question. And now it's giving us an answer. But let me tell you, look at the sources. There's 19 sources. We got videos. I love the idea of this is because you get to see where it's pulling this information. Like the secure boot update failed. It pulled some information from Reddit, from Microsoft Learn. So this is why I like it. So let's go to the answer here for the error, because we always get these errors and we figure out, okay, what to do. So on Windows 11 is typically caused when secure boot is disabled in the system's BIOS. Yes, it is disabled in my BIOS. Enabling secure boot often resolves this issues, but other troubleshooting steps may be needed if the error persists. And here, core solution, hey, restart, go into the BIOS, and then, hey, what if I didn't know how to get into the BIOS? Well, I would continue as a follow-up question. I would give it my motherboard manufacturer so it could walk me through exactly where to go. Now, navigate to the security or boot tab option, and then if secure boot is disabled, enable it. Then here we got disable and re-enable the secure boot, uninstall recent Windows updates. I'm not going to do that. Check TPM status. Update or roll back to BIOS. No, we're not getting in there. Then they even have a registry fix. And then when secure boot is not supported, important notes. Ladies and gentlemen, I have fallen for Perplexity AI. This is my go-to site for putting in things. Do we trust everything? No, you can't trust everything that you get because you got to vet it. You got to put your eye to it, and does this make sense? But it can give you what this is. It gives you. Someone just asked in the chat, what's the difference between ChatGPT? You get the sources, you get videos, and you could just look at your steps. And what I love is the sources. It came up with videos to look for it. This is the most organized and concise for responding rather than using ChatGPT or Google. This, I don't know how long I'm going to keep using it, but right now it hasn't disappointed me. It's given me some clever things to try for clients that I wasn't thinking of, some out-of-the-box thinking, and that's what I needed. And I've been doing a lot of research and using this, so I wanted to share it with you. And that's the first site. Now, what is this? The next one. Okay. This is Claude. And Claude is an advanced AI assistant built with a focus on ethical use and reliable dialogue, favored by developers and enterprises for its collaborative capabilities and transparency. Claude handles both conversational and high-level reasoning. So I thought, okay, have I used this? Try Claude on the web. I have not. And some of them, you have to create an account. And so I have not created an account on a lot of these, and I have on Perplexity AI. And remember, a lot of these AI websites also have a paid version where you can get more things for it. So, Synthesia. Okay, what is Synthesia? All right. Synthesia enables anyone to create AI-generated videos with customizable avatars in dozens of languages. It's perfect for building training, communication, and marketing videos at scale without cameras or studio. So, why am I doing this? This is not something that I do. But you may have a client that does. And I think everybody, we have to be in a position to be able to intelligently recommend certain AI websites for certain tasks. Like I just demonstrated for Perplexity, just more of a general, for questions. We're going to get more specific here as I continue to talk about the other sites and let you know. This way you may think of this or keep this, and you'll have someone that asks something, hey, I want to do a training video, and you can say, you know what? I know Synthesia.io. You can have this with you for different websites to be able to. That's why I wanted a brief description that I put together for each of these sites. And they're in no particular order except the first one. I wanted to, dive a little deeper into that first one. So let's keep going. And what is after Synthesia? Well, we got Midjourney, which let's explore. What is Midjourney? Midjourney is known for generating high-quality artistic images using AI, especially for creative and design projects. Popular with artists, marketers, and creators, it brings digital artistry to a new level. I was thinking, I did not arm my grandson who just started college. These are excellent websites that could help him possibly build additional information for a project. Would I let it do everything? No, but you can jazz things up and add, some real imagery, if you wanted to. Very, very cool. We're gonna bring up Jasper next, and this is Jasper, AI built for marketers. And we can get a demo or you can start the trial. But Jasper specializes in AI content creation for marketers and businesses, generating blog posts, ads, and social media content. Got any clients that fall into that category? Its writing tools streamline content teams' workflows with quick on-brand copy. You got bloggers out there that you support that are doing things on certain topics? Here you go. This next one I was very interested in because it's built on Notion, which a lot of listeners wrote into me when I was looking for an Evernote replacement, which, by the way, I haven't had to replace it yet. So it's still in business. It's still up and running. I put up with their updates, and there is now an AI component to this. And let me read. Notion AI integrates language-powered productivity and knowledge management inside the popular workspace tool. Users leverage it for smart notes, content summarization, and QA from company wikis. So you got to try this for, this is probably next on my list for needing to try because of the notation part of this for taking notes. I got to see I think Evernote bought an AI component, but I have not explored it. But that's another one that I really got to look at. So let's look at the next one. And give me a second here. I got so many links. All right, Grammarly. Yeah, this is something everybody needs a grammar helper. Grammarly uses AI to improve writing clarity, grammar, tone, and style across emails, documents, and messaging. Its AI assistant supports users in real time, making professional writing easier and more effective. I am a horrible writer, and one of the things I need is assistance. And I would use ChatGPT sometimes, you know, if I'm building a certain response to something, maybe it's an audit for a client, I need a more intelligent response that I know what I want, but I can't find the words and describe, hey, this is what I want to say, and it will come up with the perfect way to say it. So that's Grammarly. So that would be another one that I would keep at the top of the list. And I think all of these, where I looked at a lot of the top sites that were being recommended out there, and this is, what I put together. Canva. I have a lot of clients that use this to help to rebuild their presentations and PowerPoint. And I know I have a lot of clients using Canva. And what do we have on Canva? Well, it's Canva Magic Studio. It's an AI-powered creative suite. And this is what I think you got to pay for this one. That helps users design stunning graphics, generate images, and automate routine creative work. It's ideal for, again, marketers, small businesses, and creators needing efficient design tools. I've tried to put a description so you know the target audience for this. So when you're hitting your client and you're talking about it and they bring up AI, you don't want to just use Copilot. You could, and learn Copilot, I guess, I know I dissed them a few weeks ago. Because I was annoyed at it. But we got to embrace this. It's here. It's staying. And it's either get on board or get run over by it. So I'm want to get on board, I guess. So we're slowly putting our feet in the water. And I figured I will share my journey with you. And here you go. Copy AI. Goodbye AI copilots. Goodbye point solutions. So what is Copy AI? Automates the creation of marketing and product copy, saving content teams time while maintaining high quality. It's popular for launching campaigns, writing emails, and social posts with minimal effort. I'm sure you have clients that fall into this. The last one on the list, Zapier. It enables workflow automation between thousands of apps. Now with AI-infused logic and smart triggers, its tools empower users to connect, automate, and scale business processing without coding. By the way, I don't have any coding. I'm not a developer. There's a whole set of great AI tools and websites to help generate code. I was running into that and looking at that, and I was like, that's not me. I don't know. It's not everybody that listens. I want it to be a little more generic. Help you writing, help with email response, help with marketing a product, help with those blog posts and things that you need to do, or your clients need and would appreciate the recommendation of some of these. You want your value. You got it. We constantly have to earn and prove our value to our repeat clients that we have on retainer. And I'm always looking for things. And I have a client that approached me a few weeks ago, Mike, I know nothing of this AI space. Can you help me? And that actually started my journey of taking a look into things. And there's a lot of marketing out there. There's so many AI websites that there's I'm getting hit with a lot of things, because as I search, of course, I'm now going to be marketed to from all the cookies and everything from anything I'm doing in my browsers. And so I'm now getting a lot of things that are AI to me that some don't fit, some do. Some might okay, let me write that down. I'll take a look at it. I've looked at a lot of lists, and let me know your feedback on this. MikeTechShow@gmail.com. And again, the link will be in the show notes. And for everybody who's been very patient in the chat, what I'm going to do is I'm cutting and pasting the link for that PDF where you can download it right now. You do not oh boy, there we go. Cutting and pasting is not working here for me. Anyway, that's the link to the PDF from my website, so you can just download that, and you got everything I just talked about. So, which I literally read right from that PDF that I put together. So, let me know what you think, and play, experiment, and play some more, and learn these things, and check it out. I wanted to talk about a couple. I'm gonna quickly I gotta log into my Amazon account, because I want to show you what I had to buy over the weekend. So I purchased a system from Dell that I thought, it's a tower, and what I thought was that it had a 2 NVMe ports on the motherboard. Well, it did, but it had one that, man, I hadn't seen that before, and it really bothered me. And so what I'm going to show right now is what I purchased, because not only was the second one, it looked like where I could put an NVMe PCI in the motherboard, it was for a WLAN and Bluetooth to add to the system. The system came with no chassis inside for any kind of storage. So I'm presented with just a bunch of empty PCI slots. So I go to Amazon, and I found this, because I had a 2 terabyte NVMe to be able to add it right into the system. And this is an M2 SSD NVMe hard drive, hard disk to PCIe 4, and it does PCIe 1, 4, and 16. So I put it in a 16 slot, because you remember, you can put these in the 1 or the 16 or the 4. That's why I like this. And it supported PCIe 4, 3, 2, and 1. And look at all the different drives. You have a screw that you could put at different places. So if it was one of those little micros, so if it's a 2230, which only goes a little bit, I had the full NVMe, the big one, and for 2 terabytes, hey, for $9, that's an incredible purchase. It came on Sunday, and I got the card. I quickly took my 2 terabyte. I popped it in. I booted up, and the drive was there. And I was like, wow. I mean, anyway, it was so quick, so easy. That is the first time I've ever used a lot of you are thinking I'm crazy because you probably already have done this, but hey, if you were out of places to add storage and you got a PCIe slot, I wanted to kind of give you some things to do. This is for a client. As a matter of fact, my son tomorrow is setting this up. This is a peer server for a client that I had to add some extra storage because of a problem I ran into, remember, with the SQL versions and things. So I'm going to have more to talk about where we're going to do it from a workstation to save a ton of money, because we got to get SQL 2019 running for this CPA software. So we're going to be in a position. So I wanted to save the client a lot of money. This was a way to do it. But I already had the 2 terabyte drive, and I thought, I'm just going to pop this in. And I had no time to get I could have gotten an RMA and quickly got this returned to Dell, but I didn't have the time for that. I ordered 3 laptops today for 3 separate clients. And so we're in just an endless systems, which I knew we would be, where everybody's getting ready for the October 14th deadline. And I know some of you are thinking, it's just really a virtual deadline. So what? So you're not going to get some Windows 10 updates where you can pay. Not if your client falls under cybersecurity insurance, if they fall under HIPAA, FINRA, any kind of compliance. If they have a system running Windows 10 after the 14th, they are no longer compliant. So keep that in mind and use that as you're talking to your clients to get them to migrate. Now, a lot of my clients were very positive for this. Now, remember, I have a large dental office that they upgraded last year for, they have a bigger office, and we got them in with new systems. They want us to fire up another 6 exam rooms. So that means multiple monitors, systems. My son is heading out there on Tuesday after the holiday, after Labor Day, and getting an assessment. Then the old office, which they still own, well, guess what? They're going to fire that back up. So we got to get systems for all that. We got to get the secondary monitors rehung. They're going to light up that office, and I got to connect them. So I'm going to put a VPN between the 2 sites, get them all going. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's a lot of work. So we have a lot of projects going on that it's just going to keep happening. So today just finished with a client that wants to turn off the peer server. We 100% cloud, and we're at the last piece where over the weekend I'm going to be transferring some files to SharePoint. So that's the last piece, and then they want that box turned off. We got rid of scanning. We got rid of where it was hosting faxes. We are cloud-based 100%. We got QuickBooks in the cloud. That was months ago. They went cloud-based with Broker Wolf and Qualia instead of Title Express. So get you an idea the type of client. So we're finally going to be 100% cloud. And I like that. I encourage that, and I help them to try to get there. Anytime we can retire a server and get them in the cloud, that's perfect. So wanted to share some of that with you. I have so many other stories, but what we're going to do now is let's get to the 4 emails that I have. First from Tony, and it's just a comment, and I think I mentioned this before, and I gotta ask Perplexity, what is the best way to get my podcast listed on Spotify? That's how I have to say it, and then do it. Longtime listener from way back to show 9, portable apps. That went nuts on Dig. So okay, that's perfect. I mean, that's when Dig, and that was DIGG. When you get to the front page, that was a tipping point for my show. I can't seem to find your podcast on Spotify. Am I missing something? Apparently, Spotify doesn't support adding a podcast via an RSS feed. Yeah, because it's not just a regular player for that. I get it. I get it. And so, no, Tony, I'm not on there, and I got to figure out a way. So I will do that. I know if you say it properly to Alexa, you'll be able to hear the show. Now, let's take a look. This is from Tim from Lehigh Valley, PA. Oh, close by. I listen to your podcast often on my commutes, which helps with long drives, and wanted to give my thoughts on the audio quality. Remember, I asked that because last week was the first show after the redo of my system, and there's a couple things that I've been unable to implement. Comparing the latest show versus older ones, I listened to 5 older podcasts and noticed the older ones do sound more loud and have more bass to them. I wonder if you can somehow get the install files from the other computer's drive. I do have that. Install directory and get that set up on the new install. And that's actually, I should have been more detailed. And I did try that, Tim. He says, keep up the great helpful tips from your shows. Appreciate them. I appreciate your email, Tim. One of the problems is that it has to activate, and it's that activation feature that's no longer supported in the operating systems, including Windows 10. So I don't know how I got that installed the first time even. Now, I'm not going to put a lot of time into this for up here because this is the last Pennsylvania show for a while. I'm going to be in Florida, and my Florida setup has all that software running. So keep our fingers crossed that nothing crashes and nothing happens. And if that doesn't, what I've found is I'm going to have to learn how to do that final post-processing from the Alphonic leveler and do it via their cloud site. So that's what I'm going to have to do. And I'll practice that in Florida so I'm ready to roll when I come back to Pennsylvania, so I can keep that audio quality as best that I can, and as good to the, for the last, few years that I've been doing this, because I'm always, I'm always beating up for the audio quality. When I had, mixer issues way back, and, a lot of you have been with me for this. This is from Bob, longtime listener. I just listened to your latest podcast where you had said AOL was finally closing down their dial-up service this September. It reminded me of the time years ago when a customer dropped their machine off for me to work on. As I was going through it looking for problems, I just busted out laughing when I saw this. I am sure you may have also seen things like this, and glad that I took the screenshot of their drive because it is the perfect occasion for this occasion. And I will say they were really determined to get AOL on that system. I think I can show this without giving any information away. So let me take a look at the screen. You're going to see hundreds of AOL directories. That's awesome. That is just, wow. That's the only response I can think of is wow. And I had to share that. And Bob, thank you for sharing that with me. I really appreciate it. He has a part 2 follow-up. I'm not sure if it was the same person, because I had collected silly customer issues like this over the years, and this was in the same folder. Let me install the modem again and again and again. And this is going to bring back some horrifying memories. Look at that. The US Robotics 56K. I love that. But look at the other devices and look how many. That is great. And this is really bringing back some memories. So, Bob, I really appreciate you sharing that with me. And what a great thing to close the show with for tonight. I want to thank everybody for staying subscribed and downloading and listening, and your feedback and participation, and coming out into the chat live when I'm recording. I really appreciate it. So going to have 2 weeks before the next show. So I want everybody to stay safe and enjoy the Labor Day holiday if you're celebrating it and you're in the States. And remember, you can always email me, miketechshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to visit the main website. Don't forget to check out Instant House Call. That's an incredible deal. You can't let it go by. And also, while you're there, take a look at the donation button. If things that I've done has helped you maybe at your job with a client or something, and you can support the show, please do. I really, really, really appreciate that. And that's it. And I'll see everybody, hopefully, same time, same channel on September 11th. Bye-bye.